Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Thursday evening, August 15, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons who are on the path of these tropical systems so we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak of Atlantic hurricane season. That's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your coworkers, your relatives, and even your church brethren, and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Leave a comment down below letting me know what the dads been like in your area recently. Also, feel free to ask any other related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the U.S. National Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. And we can see that as of their latest update that just came out at 7:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is actually 6:31 p.m. Jamaica time, they have nothing else highlighted but Ernesto. And we can see Ernesto right there to the northeast of the Bahamas. And as of right now, he's still a hurricane packing maximum sustained winds of 90 miles per hour. And he's moving towards the north at 13 miles per hour. And we can see that they've also adjusted their intensity forecast. There was a time when he was forecast to become an M, that stands for major hurricane of category 3 to 5 strength. And we can see that they've revised it, so it should be remaining either a category 1 or a category 2 hurricane as it moves towards the northeast closer to Bermuda, where they are now under a hurricane warning in the red color right there. So if you have friends or relatives in that country, please ensure that you contact them, tell them to get ready for what's to come. And we've seen the list regarding the hurricanes. We've had Alberto that slammed into Mexico and parts of Texas, Beryl, and we know the story about Beryl, all the way across the Atlantic into the Caribbean, brushing Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, the Yucatan Peninsula, and then into Texas. Chris that slammed into Mexico, Debbie that did a number on the east coast of the United States, a lot of rainfall, and now we have Ernesto. So we know the next name on the list, if something is going to be forming, is Francine, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted with what unfolds. If we take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see the ridge of high pressure right there to the north that's responsible for sending all of the easterly trade winds across the main development region into the Caribbean. And with these easterly trade winds, we have numerous tropical waves, one right here to the northeast of South America, another one right here, equidistant from Africa and the Caribbean. Ernesto right there, spinning away to the north of the Dominican Republic still. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down, we can see the clouds associated with Ernesto definitely spinning away. We can also see the clouds associated with that tropical wave to the northeast of South America, and the clouds associated with the other tropical wave equidistant from Africa and the Caribbean right there. We'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean weather later on. Let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Thursday, August 15. So rainfall was definitely in store for sections of eastern Jamaica as well as sections of some central and western parishes, especially during the afternoon hours. And we know eastern parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Surrey, so Portland, St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew. Central parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Middlesex, so St. Anne, St. Mary, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine. While western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall, so St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney. And if you remember in yesterday's video, we highlighted that we would have received some rainfall even in parts of Kingston and St. Andrew, even although they're more so in an eastern parish than a central parish. And we definitely made mention of that, and that was exactly what took place today, as the visible satellite image was posted here on our Twitter page at around 3:05 p.m. And I want for you to keep in mind that these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page at Weather Jamaica, but on our Instagram page at Weather.Jamaica, on our TikTok page at Weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page at Weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there, as we make posts throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we saw the visible satellite image that was posted, and it highlighted some clouds in the white colors right there, bringing some isolated thunderstorms in sections of some central and western parishes mainly. But portions of Kingston and St. Andrew definitely got in on the mix, even although Portland and St. Thomas didn't get in on much of the activity. And we saw that even the live stream from See Jamaica's YouTube channel was confirming the heavy rainfall being experienced across halfway tree in St. Andrew. Definitely got a good lashing today. Some areas were even flooded. And we definitely have the confirmation from some of our followers here on our Twitter page. We had Foodie J stating pouring in Kingston 6. Jackie J stating rain and thunderstorms in Shortwood, Cherry Gardens, Norbrook, and Manor Park area. Smiley Atkins, heavy showers in Kingston. Even on our Instagram page, we had the comments coming in. A lot of comments too. Natalie Marshall 451 stating rain in Portmore. Thank you, Jesus. The perfect example 345 stating yeah in Kingston washing away. And we even have right here Nick Laverne stating a thunderclap, yeah, but glad for the rain. Nature underscore lover underscore twice stating heavy in halfway tree, man. That thunder is crazy. So they definitely got a nice thunder shower today to cool down the temperatures. I'm sure that many persons were indeed grateful for that. We even had some of these clouds as we look right here on the latest invisible satellite images before the sun went down. We saw what took place. We definitely saw most of these clouds building, especially across inland areas of some central and western parishes and pushing from east to west across the island. And we also saw the high cold cloud toss being blown off towards the north right there, just as predicted, with the upper level wind shear coming in more so from the south. So we definitely had those thunderstorms, definitely lashing. Portions of Kingston, St. Andrews, sections of Northern St. Catherine, Northern Clarendon, sections of Manchester, St. Elizabeth, sections of St. James, Trelawney, more so with the overcast skies than anything else on the north coast. But we definitely had the rainfall, especially across the corporate area today, and I'm sure that most of those persons who had the rainfall were grateful for the temperature change. And if we take a look here at See Jamaica's YouTube channel at 3:45 p.m., we can see that the area was definitely starting to flood with the heavy rainfall that was lashing halfway tree at that time. We know how the corporate area is when it comes to these random downpours. It's very easy for Kingston to flood in general. And if we take a look at the latest infrared satellite image, we can see the latest one that just came out as of 55 minutes past the last hour. So at 6:55 p.m., we still had some clouds out west. Maybe bringing more in the way of overcast skies or some isolated showers, but we can see the majority of it is clearing out as the night is starting to, bring forth more stars in general. If we take a look at the latest Cuban Doppler radar image, we can see that we still have some leftover showers represented by the greens, especially off the coast of St. Elizabeth right there. Majority of it is definitely making way for more so in the way of clear skies tonight. And this is as of the latest image, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 7 p.m. Jamaica time, with some isolated shores still out to sea right there to the west of St. Elizabeth. Excuse me. If we take a look right here at the latest live cam from See Jamaica's YouTube channel of halfway tree, we can see that the weather has definitely cleared out. Even although the road is a bit still wet, we see it glistening with the car lights right there. Definitely still wet. Definitely gonna be a cool night, one of the coolest nights in a long time. Especially considering the high temperatures for the past week that have been plaguing the area. A lot of persons are sick and tired of the heat in general. And I'm sure that the rainfall today was much welcome. If we take a look at the temperatures right now, we can tell 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 28 degrees Celsius in Kingston. And by about 4 a.m. on a Friday, temperature should dip down to about 26 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. If we take a look here at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map from the GFS is showing 18Z on Friday uncalculated. That's 1 p.m. on Friday, and we can see Jamaica right here. For the most part, embedded in some yellow colors that represent up to 1 degree Celsius above normal temperatures as seen by the key on the right. And we know the normal temperatures for the month of August across Jamaica are almost the same as July, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. When that's calculated, 91 degrees Fahrenheit is about the same as 32.7 degrees Celsius. So we should be receiving anywhere from 32 to 33 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature on Friday. As it relates to the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Friday, we can see Jamaica right here starting to get in back on a more Saharan dust. Even though we're going to be getting in on a kind of break, the break is definitely caused by what Ernesto left back in the Caribbean in a sense. But we can see that the Saharan dust is definitely right behind it. So as soon as it's out of there, the dust is going to be coming in. We know the dust is represented by the brown colors. And we know what the dust brings, the hazy skies, not to mention trigger some amount of asthma, respiratory illnesses like sinusitis in some persons. Please ensure that you have your meds handy just in case. As relates to the wave forecast for tomorrow, we still see that the highest waves should be where Ernesto is located, and Ernesto is definitely going to be causing a lot of rip currents across the eastern portion of the United States waters. The waves are definitely going to be fanning out, definitely far out, maybe rip currents. So those persons who love to go to the beaches, surfing, whatever the case may be, recreational activities, please ensure that you're staying safe as much as possible. The waves are gonna be high. The purples represent anywhere from 2 up to 3 meter wave heights, and the closer we get to Ernesto, the higher the wave heights will be. All the way up to 9 meter wave heights are expected, while the Caribbean anywhere from 0.5 of a meter wave height to 1.5 meter wave heights, as represented by the lighter blues, the darker shades of blues, as we can see by the key on the bottom right. And that's because the winds where Ernesto is located anywhere from 25 knots all the way up to 60 knots or more, while the Caribbean winds are going to be averaging anywhere from 15 to 20 knots, and we see the general direction for these winds coming in from the east. But if we take a closer look at Jamaica in terms of where the winds are expected, the winds seem to be coming more so from the east-southeast, especially on the south coast for tomorrow, coming in from the east on the north coast. But we also see that the air is going to be piling up across sections of some northern and western parishes during the afternoon. So we might just have some afternoon rainfall across sections of St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, sections of St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, maybe a section of northern St. Elizabeth might get in on the mix, because wherever we have the least amount of winds on the wind forecast map, if you don't know by now, the winds have a lot to do with where and when it's going to be raining. So the air is going to be piling up across these spots. That's why we're going to be having those cumulus clouds becoming mid-level rain clouds, if not upper-level cumulonimbus clouds. So look out for that rainfall across northern and western parishes during the afternoon. And we might just have some rainfall coming off of the sea, out of the east-southeast for sections of St. Thomas and Portland, especially during the morning hours. Let's see how it actually unfolds on the rainfall forecast maps. So just as predicted, the Euro model and the GFS model right here, and what are both of them showing? Some blues that represent rainfall at around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 9 a.m. Jamaica time. So look out for that morning rainfall if you're in those eastern parishes, St. Thomas and Portland, especially the eastern portion of those parishes. And then during the afternoon, look at the flip. We start to see more of the rain across especially northern and western Jamaica. We're looking more at what the GFS is showing rather than what the Euro is showing. We know the Euro can be a bit robust, showing more of the rain across central and western Jamaica, but we're more inclined to believe what the GFS is showing, more so northern and western parishes. So we can rule out some isolated showers again for sections of northern St. Andrew, maybe northeastern St. Catherine, sections of St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, Westmoreland, sections of St. Elizabeth might get in on the mix. And we see that both the Euro and the GFS accumulated precipitation forecast maps are in consensus with this forecast. It's going to be raining somewhere across Jamaica within the next 24 hours. Keep in mind that both of these maps are showing where it's going to be raining from now up until 10 p.m. on Friday. Not saying that's going to be raining from now all the way up until then, but within the next 24 hours, these are the spots that are going to be picking up the most in the way of rainfall. We see the Euro is a bit more robust with the rainfall totals all the way up to 0.58 of an inch of rainfall. The GFS a bit more reserved up to 0.37 of an inch of rainfall. And we'll take it. We're in the month of August. During August, Throughout the year, we usually receive all the way up to almost 100 millimeters of rainfall in Kingston, as you can see the bar graph right here. While in Montego Bay, we usually receive all the way up to almost 5 inches of rainfall in that area. Keep in mind that 1 inch of rainfall is about the same as 25 millimeters of rainfall. So almost 4 inches in Kingston for the month of August. Almost 5 inches or almost 125 millimeters of rainfall for Montego Bay in general for this month. So you can do the calculations yourself, and you can also visit weatherandclimate.com to find out about the parish that you're located in to see how the rainfall is usually distributed throughout the year. Alright, so that is it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So we don't see much happening across the majority of the Caribbean right now. Just some isolated thunderstorms across sections of Haiti, Cuba, some thunderstorms across sections of Florida this afternoon, sections of Central America and South America getting the usual afternoon thunderstorms. We see the clouds associated with the tropical wave to the east of the Windward Islands getting ready to lash those areas. As a matter of fact, it has already started to come in to those eastern Caribbean islands. And we can also see the clouds associated with the other tropical wave right here across the main development region. Let's hope that that one does not develop anytime soon. If we take a look at the northeastern Caribbean's Doppler radar images, we can see where we have those greenish colors that represent some light to moderate rainfall in and around Guadeloupe, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Bart's. Not much taking place across Anguilla or the US and British Virgin Islands right now, but we do see some isolated shores right there across sections of southern Puerto Rico. If you take a look at the wide wave Doppler radar images, but before that, the Barbados radar, we can see some rainfall coming into portions of southern and eastern Barbados coming in from the east. They might get in on some light to moderate to heavy rainfalls represented by the blues, greens, yellow colors. If we look farther out, we can see some rainfall heading into portions of St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. Not much affecting Grenada right now, but maybe later on tonight, as well as across sections of Trinidad and Tobago. If we take a look at the weather wave Doppler radar images, we can see that rainfall that portions of Florida had today, sections of Cuba, the Yucatan Peninsula, section of northern Guatemala, and we can also see that rainfall across sections of western Colombia. As relates to where the rainfall is expected within the next 24 hours, we can see that Florida might be in the mix, so too the Bahamas, sections of Cuba, sections of Haiti, the Dominican Republic. We can also see consensus for rainfall anywhere from Guadeloupe southward to Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, Barbados, section of Grenada. Not much rainfall in store for sections of Guyana, Suriname, or French Guyana, but maybe sections of Trinidad and Tobago, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, sections of Belize, and the Yucatan Peninsula. Not much rainfall for the Cayman Islands at all. And we see that both the U and the GFS models are in consensus with this forecast. I know that when they're in agreement like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.